During the 1970s, blackouts were a real part of life for many families. Power failures caused by energy crises, fuel shortages, and infrastructure strain forced households to adapt quickly. When the lights went out, kitchens became places of creativity and survival. Our grandparents knew how to cook without electricity. Their recipes were not written in cookbooks or shared on television. They were passed down quietly, shaped by necessity. These blackout recipes relied on simple ingredients, canned goods, shelf-stable foods, and items already on hand. Refrigerators were unreliable, so meals had to be made quickly or preserved carefully. Bread became a foundation. Toasted over gas flames or eaten plain, bread was paired with spreads like peanut butter, jam, or canned meat. It was filling and required no power. Canned beans were another staple. Heated slowly on stovetops or eaten cold, beans provided protein and energy. When options were limited, many families prepared no-cook meals. Tuna mixed with crackers, onions, and oil became a common dish. It required no refrigeration and could feed multiple people. Potatoes were prized ingredients. They could be roasted in fireplaces, cooked on gas burners, or even eaten cold. Mashed potatoes, pan-fried slices, or simple boiled versions were blackout-friendly. Soups were stretched to last. One pot might serve several meals. Leftovers were reheated carefully or eaten at room temperature. Milk shortages during blackouts led to creative substitutions. Powdered milk was often used in cooking, especially in porridges and simple desserts. Eggs were used sparingly. Fried eggs, scrambled eggs, or hard-boiled eggs were quick meals that didn't waste heat. Rice was another essential. Cooked once, it could be reused in multiple meals. Cold rice mixed with canned vegetables became a common dish. Cooking during blackouts was also about timing. Families gathered around the stove while it was still usable, cooking as much as possible before fuel ran out. Children learned early how to help. Stirring pots, peeling vegetables, and preparing simple plates became family efforts. Blackout meals were eaten together. Without television or distractions, families sat closer, talked more, and shared stories. Desserts were simple: crackers with sugar, bread with honey, or canned fruit served as treats. These recipes were not glamorous. They were practical, but they carried warmth and care. Many grandparents remembered these meals with pride. They proved resilience. Food waste was avoided. Every ingredient mattered. Leftovers were repurposed. The blackout kitchen taught patience. Meals cooked slowly. Nothing was rushed. These recipes faded as modern appliances returned. Convenience replaced necessity, but the flavors remain in memory. They remind us that good food doesn't need electricity, only creativity and care. These lost blackout recipes were born from hardship, but they delivered comfort, and that is why they deserve to be remembered. As blackouts continued throughout the 1970s, families refined their cooking habits. Grandparents became experts at preparing meals with limited light, limited heat, and limited ingredients. These conditions shaped a unique style of cooking that has nearly disappeared. Canned meats played a major role. Spam, corned beef, and canned chicken were sliced, pan-heated, or eaten cold. These meats were shelf-stable and dependable. Peanut butter was considered emergency food. Spread on bread or crackers, it provided calories and protein without cooking. Pasta was often cooked early during a blackout. Once cooked, it could be eaten cold or lightly reheated. Oil and canned tomatoes turned it into a simple meal. Canned vegetables like corn, peas, and carrots were mixed with pasta or rice to create filling dishes. Seasonings were minimal, but flavor came from hunger. Lard and cooking oil were essential. Without electric ovens, stovetop frying became common. Simple fried foods required less time and fuel. Flour was used to make quick flatbreads. Cooked in pans without ovens, These breads replaced store-bought loaves. Blackout stews were common. Whatever ingredients were available went into one pot. These stews were thick, filling, and adaptable. Salt and pepper were the main seasonings. Spices were used sparingly and valued highly. Coffee was brewed on stovetops. It became a comfort drink during long, dark hours. Candles and lanterns lit the kitchen. Shadows moved across walls while meals were prepared slowly and carefully. Families avoided opening refrigerators. Perishable foods were used first. Meat and dairy were cooked early to prevent spoilage. Hard cheeses lasted longer without refrigeration. They were sliced thin and shared carefully. Sugar became a morale booster. Sweetened tea, bread with sugar, or simple syrups lifted spirits. Children were taught blackout rules: don't waste food, don't waste heat, and eat what is available. Soup bones were reused. Broths were stretched across days. Blackout meals taught planning. Grandparents kept pantries stocked in case of emergencies. These recipes relied on instinct rather than measurements. Cooking was done by feel. Meals were smaller but meaningful. Every bite mattered. Blackouts slowed life down. Without power, families focused on each other. These recipes carried stories. Each dish had a memory attached. As power returned, these meals faded from daily life, but they shaped a generation that knew how to survive. The blackout kitchen was a place of resilience. These forgotten recipes remind us how little is needed to create nourishment, and how much can be created from almost nothing. During blackouts in the 1970s, creativity in the kitchen became essential. Families could not rely on appliances, timers, or electric ovens. Meals were made with what was available and often improvised on the spot. Potatoes were a favorite ingredient. They could be baked in coals, boiled on gas stoves, or sliced and fried. Mashed potatoes often accompanied canned meat or vegetables. Casseroles were simplified. Layered ingredients baked in covered pans on stovetops created filling meals without electricity. Ingredients like pasta, canned soup, and canned vegetables were common. Sandwiches were versatile. Open-faced sandwiches with cheese, canned tuna, or peanut butter could feed a family quickly. Pickled foods were crucial. Pickles, sauerkraut, and preserved vegetables provided flavor and nutrition when fresh produce was unavailable. Egg dishes were adapted to blackouts. Hard-boiled eggs could be stored for hours without refrigeration. Scrambled eggs were cooked quickly, and frittatas were made in pans over open flames. Beans and legumes were staples. Baked beans, kidney beans, and lentils were cooked slowly, then used in multiple meals. Cornmeal became a blackout hero. Cornbread, muffins, and pancakes were cooked in cast iron pans or on stovetops. It was cheap, filling, and easy to make with limited ingredients. Fruit preservation was important. Canned fruit, jams, and jellies were incorporated into meals or eaten as snacks. Soups were extended with barley, pasta, or rice to feed larger families. Every scrap of food was valued and used creatively. Cooking skills were passed down. Grandparents taught children how to manage heat, measure ingredients by sight, and improvise dishes. Leftovers were repurposed. Cold mashed potatoes became potato pancakes. Rice turned into fried rice or added to soups. Sweet treats were simple. Sugar, flour, and canned fruit made small cakes or dumplings. Chocolate, if available, was used sparingly. Even beverages were adapted. Powdered milk, tea, and canned juices replaced fresh milk and refrigerated drinks. Blackout recipes highlighted resourcefulness. Families learned to survive without electricity and often thrived in the process. These meals were more than sustenance. They were lessons in patience, creativity, and family cooperation. Grandparents recall these dishes fondly. They represent a time when simplicity and ingenuity shaped everyday life. Blackout cooking required planning, quick thinking, and skill. Every ingredient mattered. The meals of this era remind us that great food does not require fancy tools or electricity. They rely on care, creativity, and an understanding of ingredients. These lost 1970s blackout recipes were born out of necessity, yet many were too delicious to ever forget. By the mid-1970s, blackout recipes had become a symbol of household ingenuity. Families shared tips, traded ideas, and passed techniques down through generations. What started as necessity evolved into tradition. Stovetop baking became an art. Cast iron skillets and covered pans allowed casseroles, bread, and desserts to cook evenly. The blackened bottoms were often celebrated as proof of skill. Peanut butter sandwiches were upgraded with canned fruits, honey, or sliced hard cheeses. These variations turned simple staples into comfort food. Vegetable dishes relied heavily on canning. Creamed corn, green beans, and carrots were combined with butter, cream, or canned soup to create hearty side dishes. Rice dishes were adapted for variety. Cold rice salads mixed with canned tuna or vegetables became filling lunches. Leftover rice was fried with eggs or incorporated into stews. Soups became more creative. Lentil soup, bean soup, and potato soups were cooked slowly on stovetops, often flavored with dried herbs and minimal spices. Eggplant, zucchini, and other summer vegetables were preserved in jars or pickled. These additions brought color, texture, and nutrition. During blackouts, desserts were made with imagination. Canned fruit, cobblers, simple cakes cooked in pans, and puddings became highlights of the day. Sweet treats were morale boosters. Family involvement increased. Everyone had a role peeling, chopping, stirring, or serving. Cooking became a collaborative effort, strengthening bonds. Beverages adapted to blackout conditions. Tea, instant coffee, and powdered milk drinks provided warmth and comfort. Hot chocolate was a rare treat. Blackout recipes emphasized efficiency. Ingredients were stretched to feed large families, and nothing was wasted. This mindset shaped cooking habits well beyond the blackout era. The lack of electricity encouraged experimentation. People learned to substitute ingredients, mix flavors, and rely on intuition rather than recipes. Leftovers were reinvented. Mashed potatoes became pancakes. Rice turned into rice pudding. Bread scraps became breadcrumbs or toast. Nutritional balance was secondary to survival, but ingenuity ensured meals were still satisfying. Protein from canned meats or eggs, carbs from bread and potatoes, and vitamins from canned or preserved vegetables created workable diets. The blackout kitchen was also a teaching space. Grandparents passed down skills that would endure even after modern appliances return. These recipes are a testament to resilience. They remind us how food connects generations, memory, and culture. Meals were eaten by candlelight, often with storytelling or music. Blackouts slowed life, allowing families to focus on one another and the meals they shared. Every dish told a story of scarcity, resourcefulness, and care. These meals were both practical and comforting. The flavors, though simple, evoke nostalgia. They remind us of a time when creativity in the kitchen was essential to daily life. By remembering these lost recipes, we honor the generations who sustained families during challenging times. Blackout cooking taught lessons in patience, creativity, and appreciation for food, and these meals remain too good to forget. The 1970s blackout recipes are more than just meals. They are a window into resilience, creativity, and family life during challenging times. These dishes remind us how much can be accomplished with limited ingredients, limited tools, and unlimited imagination. Grandparents recall evenings spent cooking by candlelight, coordinating family members to prepare meals efficiently. Every ingredient was valuable, and every dish mattered. Meatloaf made from canned meats and breadcrumbs became a favorite. Pan-fried potatoes and onions complemented the dish. Leftovers were carefully stored and repurposed for lunches or dinner the next day. Casseroles, layered with pasta, rice, or potatoes, combined with vegetables and sauces, were both hearty and practical. They could be prepared ahead of time and cooked over minimal heat. Desserts were simple but satisfying. Bread puddings, cobblers, and canned fruit cakes provided sweetness with minimal effort. Even a small treat lifted spirits during long, dark hours. Egg-based dishes remained central. Omelets, scrambled eggs, and frittatas were cooked quickly, often using whatever vegetables or meats were available. Eggs were a versatile, non-perishable source of protein. Family cooperation was key. Children learned to stir, peel, and serve. Everyone contributed, creating shared memories around the kitchen. Beverages adapted as well. Powdered milk, instant coffee, tea, and cocoa were mainstays. Hot drinks provided comfort during the stress of blackouts. Resourcefulness extended to food preservation. Pickling, canning, and creative storage allowed ingredients to last longer, ensuring meals could be stretched over several days. Cooking without electricity demanded skill. Pan frying, stovetop baking, and slow simmering became art forms. Each family developed unique techniques. These recipes reflect a mix of necessity and nostalgia. Meals were created from what was on hand, yet they became cherished traditions. Leftovers were reimagined. Mashed potatoes turned into pancakes, rice into fried rice, and bread scraps became toast or breadcrumbs. The blackout kitchen fostered patience. Cooking required planning, timing, and careful monitoring of heat sources. Despite the simplicity, these dishes were deeply satisfying. Hunger was addressed, but meals also brought warmth, comfort, and a sense of normalcy. Grandparents remember these recipes fondly because they represent ingenuity, care, and family bonding. Many of these dishes have faded from daily life, replaced by modern appliances and convenience foods. Yet their legacy remains in memory and occasionally in family cookbooks. By revisiting these lost 1970s blackout recipes, we honor the creativity and resilience of our grandparents. They teach lessons in frugality, improvisation, and the value of every ingredient. Food, even in darkness, became a source of comfort, connection, and joy. These meals, born from necessity, are too good to forget, and their stories deserve to be told. Remembering them reminds us that simplicity, creativity, and care can create unforgettable flavors. The lost recipes of the 1970s blackout era are not just survival meals. They are a testament to family ingenuity and the human spirit.